I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee day by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth, and even for evermore. We can say that the so-called problem is the usual, the second coming of Christ. That's not very clear for every commentator and Bible teacher. Anyway, here it's given in verses 6, 7, and 8. Verse 6 is in Revelation chapter 6, verse 12, and chapter 7, verse 16 is applied to tribulation saints. From this time forth, verse 8 dated the second advent to the day. See Psalm chapter 102, verse 13, 113, verse 2, 115, verse 18, and 119, verse 126. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. That is where his help will come from at second advent, and that is the subject of the psalm. The psalmist is speaking for Israel, as well as his own personal predicament, described in verses 1 to 2. When help comes, it will come from the hills, and the hills, verse 1, are named. Mount Sinai, Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 2, Judges chapter 5, verse 5, Psalm chapter 68, verse 8. Mount Seir, Ezekiel chapter 35, verses 2, 3, and 7. Mount Paran, Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 2, Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 3. The Mount of Olives, Zechariah chapter 14, verses 1 to 6. God is going to establish Israel, verse 3. He is going to keep Israel through the tribulation, verse 4. He is going to preserve them, verse 7. From the deceitful tongue of Psalm chapter 120, verse 2. And they will literally come in and go out of Jerusalem from this time forth. And that time is the second advent.